What's going on, all you wild survivalists? Your two favorite fine young cannibals. We're back tonight, and we're back to review the second season premiere of the hit Showtime original Yellowjackets.
We were careful, right? I'm losing my mind. Lottie can help us.
The Lottie who was committed to a mental institution in Switzerland, Lottie?
Yes. We need to find a way to stay alive. Yes.
You're a murderer. No. I mean,
Yes. We hear the wilderness and it hears us. We hear the wilderness and it hears us. I think shit's gonna get a lot worse out here.
I was really excited to return to this the world they created here, on Showtime. And by the way, it crashed Showtime with the most views on Sunday night, which is a first. But with all the great series that came out on Showtime, Yellowjackets, a lot of people are watching this. Word of mouth, it's been going around the past year. We were talking to the guys on the podcast about this, and they're got super hooked on it. So it's a really phenomenal show. But season 2 kind of picks up where we left off in the first season with the kids stranded in the woods, 1996 plane crash. Things start happening. Each of them start dying off. You have to start eating people, and sets up a lot of weird cult shit in the show.
Yeah, where we left off in the first season, we saw Jackie frozen to death in the woods with Shauna. And in this season, we see some like Norman Bates stuff. Bates Motel kind of relationship with the body. She set up the body there and she's talking to Jackie like she's still alive. They have the crazy scene where she's sitting there frozen to death. She's talking, but it's like Jackie's alive. And then the next second, the camera looks back on her and she's totally dead. And one part, her ear falls off. It's really sick and twisted. And it goes to show you there's some craziness happening in the woods there. And it all has to do with the character of Lottie, a lot of the craziness that's going on with the cult and the rituals that are happening out in the forest and where they had crashed their plane on. We saw that scene where they were taking mushrooms and they all had the trip, and some crazy things happened. Just a lot of weird things happen in the woods. We haven't got all the answers, but hopefully in season 2, we continue to kind of learn more about what's going on here. But back in present day, it picks up right with where we left Shauna and her husband. I believe his name's Jeff. Obviously, she killed that guy. She was suspicious and thought she was being followed by somebody from back, something to do with what happened there in the woods all those years ago. Ended up killing him. Jeff found out that they were kind of having an affair. It led to, and vice versa. She thought he was having an affair too on the job. So it put a lot of strain on their relationship, but it's actually brought them together in a way. And in the first episode, we see them kind of go to his like studio. He was an artist and painter, seeing the artwork that he did of Shauna. And then I have the scene of Jeff and Shauna like making love, like looking at all the paintings, which is kind of creepy. So Jeff's a little bit of a freak.
He likes it with a monochromatic color scheme, it sounds like.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Jeff is a man of pastels. Anyways, yeah, fast forwarding to them as adults, we got to see, obviously the adult cast last season, but fast forwarding in season 2, they're still dealing with, blackmail, addiction, murder, and PTSD of the things that they came across as young girls in the woods back in the 90s, and how they're coping and dealing with this all these years later in the present time. And of course, we get to see old Christina Ricci returning as Misty, Juliette Lewis, which I love, is playing Natalie, adult Natalie. Tawny Cypress playing Tessa, and then Melanie Linsky, as you were talking about with Shauna, the adult version. So they're all going through different shit in their lives as adults, as we all do, and it kind of picks up and we see where they're at.
So we saw the character of Tessa. She's going after the Senate. she's trying to get that. And then we saw the creepy thing in the basement she had set up with the dog's cut off head there, candles, some really weird stuff. We saw her eating dirt at night. So a lot of the things that happened to them all those years ago are coming back to haunt their present day characters. And also we saw Natalie Juliette Lewis, her character, get kidnapped at the end of last season. And we see one of her kidnappers here. She's chained to the bed. She's able to talk to her, ends up, gets her close to her, stabs her, and sort of escapes. And she's out in the woods here, and she realizes it's another cult kind of situation here. And, who else is going to be involved but old Lottie, the weird girl from the woods all those years back that was with them with the weird stuff happening. There's something going on there. And I have a feeling season 2 is going to, answer some of the questions about her and what exactly she's doing with, this seeming cult here and all the, the symbols that we see in the show.
Yeah, there's obviously some sort of supernatural presence going on here. I haven't put my finger on it yet. Having to do with, the rituals and cult summoning demons. Who the hell knows? That's followed these, girls to adulthood, and a lot of bad things happening to them could possibly, point back to this, occurrences that happened to them as kids. And Lottie's character, I had more questions they didn't really answer yet. The first episode, obviously they're going to dive into that throughout the season, but really interested to see what they do with this. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of characters, a lot of past and present going on, and sometimes it's hard to follow at times, but they overall you get the basic gist of what they're going for. But I'm really interested to see what they do with the supernatural side of this and what that all means.
Me too. This show really gives me Lost vibes from Lost, going back, present and future, obviously being plane crash and being stranded, some crazy stuff happening there. I really look forward to seeing Elijah Wood's character. We heard his voice in this, having to do with Misty. So seeing those two together is going to be great. And then seeing Lauren Ambrose as the adult Van, that's going to be awesome too, to see what's going on there. And if she still talks to Tessa, and if that's going to play, I think it's going to play heavily into this new season. So I can't wait to see those two make their debut. We didn't really see anything that I can remember from Lauren Ambrose in this first episode.
Either.
But I think the characters are going to feature prominently as the season goes on. One thing that I do remember from this episode is it shows them actually when they get home from being, lost in the woods and stranded. It shows them coming back from the helicopter, and they're all boarding a plane to come back to civilization. And you see some weird, reactions. You can tell that they're all kind of turned feral from being out there that long and having to survive and dealing with all this crazy stuff, whatever we haven't even seen yet, just from the stuff that we've seen with cannibalism, the people wearing antlers, and then of course Shauna going crazy and biting into Jackie's ear that fell off. There's some really crazy stuff happening. I can't wait to see how it unfolds in the second season, and judging by the first episode, I think we're in for a great season of television.
Absolutely. I have no doubts about that. Really impressive first episode. A lot of questions I still have. They're going to dive into the season. And I can't wait to see where it goes. And I had an absolute blast with the first episode of Yellowjackets. And I'm really excited to see what happens with, like, as you said, Elijah Wood, Lauren Ambrose showing up along the way, bringing some new blood into the season. So that being said, I'll give the first episode a 4.5 out of 5. Christina Ricci hairpieces.
So I am going to give season 2, episode 1 of Yellowjackets a 4 out of 5 Sophie Thatcher hairpieces. I love her. I think she's the best out of the teen group. Natalie. Yeah.
Natalie for sure. Yeah, I think she's one of my favorites. Missy's pretty good. So I want to hear from all you cannibals out there. What did you like about the first episode of season 2 of Yellowjackets? What didn't you like about it? What do you think's going to happen this season? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, check out these fine young cannibals on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV, movie news, and reviews.
Everybody's going crazy on this show. I can't wait to see where it goes. The writing, is great. I love the mystery of it all. It's really one of those shows that you want to follow from week to week and kind of read about, see what other people's theories are. It's fun television. It reminds me a lot of Lost, how it was back in the day. Just like wondering what's going to happen next, trying to dissect each little clue, where the symbol pops up and what the characters are going to do. It's a great show for that. So we want to hear what you guys thought about the first episode of the second season of Yellowjackets. Please let us know in the comment section. We love hearing from you guys. Thank you for watching our review of this episode of the second season. We will be back to wrap up the entire second season of Yellowjackets. So until then, I'm Uncle Henry Hill.
And I'm Logan Ricci, signing out until the next TV review.
Cheers!